guys, and thanks again for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to be making an oven-baked mango glazed chicken. Yes, I do like the fact that there's a mango chutney that is incorporated into this, and it just puts a whole new twist on the whole thing. But stay tuned and enjoy. So here, guys, I have 4 leg quarters. I totally cleaned them already prior to filming. So what I did was I peeled off the skin because it came with skin, and I took off most of the fat that's on there and all the guts that were on it prominently. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to be halving this leg and thigh portion. I'm just going to be cutting it alongside the thigh and the leg so that it's 2 separate pieces. So in total, after cutting all of these, I'm going to have 8 pieces of chicken here that are going to be seasoned. Now, mind you, I already washed this chicken in vinegar and I squeezed fresh lemon on it and massaged it prior to draining and this process. So moving forward, what I'm going to be, I just try and crack my thighs underneath this bone here. I usually crack it just so that it can get, better cooked, or fully cooked, I should say. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be transferring this chicken into this bowl where I'm going to be applying the seasonings that I plan to use on it. So we're going to move forward and start seasoning this chicken. The first thing we're going to use is some lemon juice. I put about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice in there. To that, I'm going to be adding some onion powder. We're going to go in with about a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Next, we're going to be going in with some garlic powder. It's about the same measurement for almost everything I use. It's going to be half a teaspoon again of garlic powder. Next, we're going to be using some black pepper. Half a teaspoon of black pepper is enough. I have a hard time actually using the teaspoon with this shaker, so I just go ahead and estimate how much half a teaspoon should be. But this part is also optional if you don't like black pepper. Next, we're going in with some garlic paste or / minced garlic, and that's usually a suitable amount for this portion. We're going in with the same amount of minced ginger, so half a teaspoon of minced ginger is sufficient as well. So that's how much we're going to be using right there. Next, we're going to go in with some smoked paprika. I like the hint of flavor that smoked paprika gives. It's not hot at all. I just find it gives it I can't even explain the flavor, but it takes it up a notch. Next, I'm going in with some chicken base seasoning, about 2 tablespoons of it, because that's all the salt or any other external seasoning that it's gonna really get that has that kind of flavor. Next, I'm going in with some homemade green seasoning. I'm gonna put in about a half a teaspoon into there as well. That's gonna give that chicken an extra blast of all those other fine green seasonings. Then I'm going in with half a teaspoon of parsley here. And that's just mainly for garnish, so that I get that nice green flakes that show up inside. This is crushed chili flakes or / chili, red chili, crushed chili. This is definitely optional. I, as you know, like to put a blast of pepper into my food, so I tend to use a bit of that. I put in half a teaspoon in this instance here. So we're gonna go in next and start mixing all the seasoning in. I like to go in with my hand and totally massage the meat just to get it all incorporated in everything, like underneath in the crevices of like the thighs and the legs, and just to make sure it's all rubbed in well. So that's what I'm doing. So this is what it looks like after I have generously massaged all the creases and crevices of this chicken and to incorporate all of its flavor. Next, we're going to be introducing our magic ingredient, which is this Eaton's brand West Indian mango chutney. If you go on to Amazon, you can find it on there. The brand is Eaton's mango chutney. So to that seasoned chicken, I'm going to be adding I'll say 3 to 4 tablespoons of this chutney. Now this is it's a sweeter chutney, so it tastes more like a jam slash jelly. So I like the way it tastes. It brings us sweet and tanginess to this chicken at this point. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be massaging this this mango paste onto this chicken at this point and making sure all of it gets spread nice and evenly around. So here's exactly how it should look. It should look like you have a layer of, say, barbecue sauce on it. So you'll see like a more of a darker brown gravy-ish look to it. I noticed that those little clumps in there are little clumps of the mango itself. So that's always a nice welcoming sight to this mixture. Next, we're gonna get us a nice glass dish that we can bake our chicken in. So here I have some cooking spray, which I decided to go all around the pan with, just to give it a nice even coating, and just so that to ensure my chicken doesn't stick to this when I put it in the oven. There's enough to make it, you know, keep the moisture and keep it off the pan itself. So I start off with the thighs. I just arrange them nicely in the 4 corners of the pan, and then I'm gonna just start arranging the legs in between those pieces. It actually fits pretty exact in this size pan that I'm using. However, you can use whichever glass dish that you have available to you to use. It would be perfectly fine as well. So yeah, so that's it. That's the arrangement of the chicken right there. So to that, I'm just gonna scrape off all this extra goodness that was on it prior to. I'm gonna just scrape that off and spread it evenly onto this chicken while it's in here before it goes into the oven. So yeah, so it's really easy at this point. So all you have to do is just get that sauce, spread it out nicely all over, and there, it's ready to go. So at this point, I'm just getting the corners of this dish sealed down. My oven is already on. It's heated to 400 degrees. It's gonna be, I have a timer going for 45 minutes. So we're gonna be sticking this chicken into the oven right now, and I'll show you what it looks like out of it. So the 45 minutes has passed, and I just took the chicken out of the oven, and this is what it looks like freshly out of the oven. It's baked completely after 45 minutes on 400 degrees. I'm just checking it here, making sure, you know, it's cooked just by feeling the touch, the texture. I kind of know what's going on with it. So this chicken is pretty much done. You know, it's ready to go, as you can see. So there's one more step to this that I like to do. I like to add final garnish is what I call it. So initially from the onions, I had saved back half, as well as I have here a teaspoon of green onion and a teaspoon of minced coriander. So I have that in this plate here. And to that, I'm gonna be adding a bit more of that mango chutney that we used initially when we put it in the oven. So to that, I'm gonna be adding a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons actually, of that mango sauce, and we're gonna be incorporating that into the onions and the green seasoning that we have in that plate there. So we're gonna give everything a nice mix to make sure it's all put together, and then after we do so, we're gonna be spreading that onto our chicken. It's not gonna be baked or anything. The chicken is fresh out the oven, so that's gonna kind of like just be simmering. So basically, the goal is just to incorporate everything here so it's one smooth consistency. I'm just going to spread it out onto the chicken and then spread that out further onto all of the chicken all over. Mind you, this flavor is already in the chicken, so there's no need for all that. This is just like an extra garnish. So there you have it, y'all. This is the oven baked mango chicken. I hope you feel inspired to try this out on your own. It's super easy, as you saw, to make. It didn't take long, 45 minutes in the oven, 15 minutes of prep time, and you end up with these results. So go forth and try it yourself, and be sure to let me know how it turns out for you. So until the next time, y'all, that's it for me, and I wish you success on this meal.